Hey, what's going on there, everybody? This is Sammy Leggy here, representing TeamJVS, here to give you guys another series review. This time around, it's the anime called Blue Lock. Just to give you a brief refresher on what this is about. In about 2018, Japanese national team finished 16th in the FIFA World Cup. As a result, they hired somebody that they did not understand, in Ego. Ego, his master plan is to lead Japan to the levels that they need to get to, which is why he created Blue Lock. Blue Lock ultimately is a facility and a training regimen that he has taken some of the finest in Japan and put them through grueling tests and regiments to design them to be the perfect strikers. Now, all the different individuals that are even shown in this picture are all forward slash strikers, and they are in Blue Lock. Now, as far as the baseline characters, you've got Isagi, who's the main character, who kind of is a humble beginnings guy, but dreams of being one of the best strikers in the world. He also has people that he looks up to. And then you've got people like Meguru, you've got Ryusuke, you've got a whole slew of amazing, crazy characters. Now, what was it about this anime that made me say, oh, I got to review this? I whether you guys know it or not, um I'm an athlete and I love competition. I love sports, and there's something about being pushed to your very limit and seeing what comes out that's so intriguing to me. And it's not just, the concept of the underdog story, which is always great. I mean, you look at My Hero Academia, it's the ultimate underdog story. I've seen other things recently, even just looking at, One Piece. But with this, fundamentally, all these men, all these people have one dream. They've got a dream that they're trying to strive towards, but what will it take? What will you sacrifice? Who will you break? Who will you step on to become the world's greatest striker? Because I think that the misconception is that, oh, okay, you're trying to train somebody to be the best striker for the Japanese team, to bring the Japanese team where they need to be. As you're watching this anime, you start to really rationalize and understand, like, oh, wait, he's allowing them to not only be great strikers, but to be able to change the momentum and the play style of the entire team. That at one individual, whether selfish with ego or whether they're a strategist in nature, can change the scope of an entire game as well as an entire season. The thing I love about this anime is that the mechanics, the strategy, like, again, I play a lot of sports. I played everything. But I did not play like in college or high school or even middle school soccer. Like, I played it like recreationally. I mean, like, it takes a lot of work. Like, you have to have a lot of stamina, you have to have a lot of technical ability, you have to have a lot of awareness, you have to be able to cross check, you have to be able to pass. And at any given moment, if you run out of steam or if you hit a wall, that's it, and it changes the momentum of the entire team. It's not like, oh, okay, you trade somebody out, trade somebody in. Like, yes, you can trade players out, but the momentum shifts because everybody is moving at any given time, and you don't even know the conditions. Like, it could be harsh rain, it could be blistering hot, it could be a team that you've never anticipated what they're capable of, and stuff like that happens throughout this entire show. When I looked at this picture the first time, I thought this was the same character. Little do I know that the guy on the right is our main character, Isagi, and the guy on the left is a monster. But yet, some kind of a way, they are of the same cloth. And it's so fascinating to see the evolution of certain characters. Like, characters like this guy right here, I kind of was like, oh, okay, like he's gonna be like a one and done. But Nagi, dude, oh my gosh, when you find out his capability, his ability to maneuver around, like, he's just the most natural, amazing character, right? And the thing about it is, any of these characters, whether you know it or not, like, I'll bring these three right here. Like, this is Nagi, Isagi, and Meguru. Now, Meguru, he believes that, you know, certain people, certain amazing athletes are considered monsters. And he's got his own monster that he listens to. And yet he's got this amazing ability to be able to dribble the ball and like maneuver the ball around like no one can stop. And yet the two guys are in the same exact, you know, shot right here. He considers monsters in their own right. And the thing about it is when you get the structure of what Ego is trying to do, ironically, Ego, I'll tell you about that in a second. He designed it so that they all had to make a choice whether to join. But if they get kicked out, they can never compete on a professional level. So in essence, if they leave, even if they were in the championships, they're about to go to college, or whatever they're about to do, doesn't matter what they do, they will not be able to compete on a professional level. So all these players that he's taken, all these different strikers, they could be gone tomorrow. And the crazier thing is that as every single progression of Blue Lock goes, you start to kind of get the handle that some of these people are next level athletes. Like this guy right here, King, when he comes onto the scene, like you're just like, oh my gosh, they don't have a chance. And it escalates. It just keeps going. Every single episode, they fail, they grow, they fail, they grow, they succeed, then they fail, then they grow. And it's just so fascinating to see how, like, even though, yeah, like it's not necessarily like life and death, it is to some of these guys. They are putting their livelihoods on the line. Like some of them, you know, at any moment could break, like physically, and their career is over regardless. They compete on a professional level. They won't even be able to walk again. And that's the stakes of this. And that's how the severity of everything that happens. From the very first episode, I knew, you know, when I saw like this little twinkle in Isagi's eyes, I was like, I don't know if that's normal. But I really truly do love what they are doing with this. If we're to go off on a first season and it be this intense, the storyline progressed this much, like it feels like 2 seasons, but it's not at the same time because I think how many episodes is it? First season, I think it was like 24 episodes. So it's a good amount of episodes. So I guess that why it feels a little long, but at the same time, there's so much ground that they do cover. They carry so much with all these different characters and allow real progressional character development, sacrifice, like even certain things that happen in this, like you question certain characters. Like you're like, who am I really rooting for here? Because at the end of the day, from what Ego has said, your ego has to be strong enough to be able to withstand whatever's coming. Meaning you may have to sacrifice somebody. Meaning you may have to throw somebody under the dirt. Meaning you may have to go and be outside of yourself to evolve. And this is the crazier thing when you start to get a handle on everybody's like abilities, like their specific tactics. Those abilities don't mean a hill of beans because once you refine that ability, then you have to nurture it, meaning you have to add extensions to it. You have to kind of combine it. And once you get Isagi's, you know, oh my gosh, it's crazy. Like I really truly think this is one of the better animes that has come up like in some time. Like as far as the sports anime, and it's crazy because I just looked at the first Slam Dunk and that was really good. I need to go back and actually watch that anime and maybe review it. But dude, there's something about the art style, the intensity, like it just did not stop. And by the end of the season, like I felt conflicted because all this time, all this work may not have meant anything when you get to the next level. And that's the crazier thing because you hone somebody to be a certain level and they get there, but then there's always someone better. There's always a rival. There's always something to push past your limitations. And I think that that's what makes this one of the best animes I've seen in a while. I highly recommend you go and check out Blue Lock. This is easily a 10 out of 10. I really loved it from start to finish. I could easily go back and binge it all over again. As far as a sports anime, it's one of the best I've seen in a very long time. So definitely go and like, subscribe, hit the bell button. But please, before all that, go check out Blue Lock. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace, people.
Falling out the top of